All right. Back at it again. This is the Cruise Dynasty Podcast. We got all your fantasy football, gambling, wants and needs, championship week. I got C Swizzy with me. What's going on, C Swizzy? What's going on?
What up?
Man, same old shit. Chris, in the championship, in the home league. How you feeling?
I'm about to win. I got a bit of good luck coming my way. Derrick Henry, Tony Pollard not playing. Austin Eckler's banged up.
Yeah, man.
Antonio Gibson might not play.
Shout out to Will Savage in a little bit of trouble. Hadn't been in trouble much all year. Now here he is, man. The championship week. Too funny.
Hey, I will say this though. I'm already dusting off the little cabinet where I'm gonna put that trophy. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I've already been talking with Haley about where we're putting it.
Man, that's just crazy, man. Yep. Chris having a good year. Myself and my family league in the championship. This league was pretty competitive. Barely squeaked in the playoffs. So here I am in the championship. My cousin Casey, shout out to you. No Derrick Henry for him. So looking good for me. So I ain't gonna complain. But yeah. But hey, even though I'm in the championship in this league, it ain't the home league. So it's still, I took a loss this year. I took the L this year. If I ain't winning in the home league, nothing else matters. These are all just little backup plans, so I can be like, yeah, I'm in the championship. And but shoot, before me and Chris break down the championship week matchups, we are recording. Thursday night football's going on right now. Derrick Henry he's not playing.
Tony Pollard is not playing.
Yep, Tony Pollard. So dang, Will, just a shot,
the Tennessee
man.
Titans also opted to start Dobbs over Malik Willis. So if you drafted Malik Willis, you didn't know.
Man, those Malik Willis shares and Superflex, those Malik Willis shares are looking rough. But I wasn't really having no faith in Malik Willis, anyways. I thought that past quarterback class was trash. But I guess before we go on, add the podcast. Give us that 5-star review. Had to take about a week off for Christmas. I was stuck in the mountains. The whole crew been sick for the past couple of weeks. So add the podcast, 5-star review. Join us on Twitch. Check and see what we doing. Check us out on YouTube. Get them views up for us. Instagram, Twitter. It'll all be on the podcast description. It'll all be all on our Twitter pages, stuff like that. So add us and join the Discord. I'm about to start really pushing this Discord hard, especially in the off season, because we're gonna be dishing out some good content. So, but yeah, Chris, as I was saying, that last quarterback class, I wasn't high on at all, anyways, and I'm probably not too high on this next one, except for other than a couple players, maybe a third or so. But that's just for people listening, that rookie content, them 2023s for your little 2023 rookie drafts, that's going to be coming, and we're going to be hitting it hard, man. We're going to be hitting it hard, letting y'all in on what we doing, what we seeing out in the industry. So, all right, well, Thursday night football's going on. We already said what we had to say about those guys not playing, and Dobbs started tonight. Malik Willis, he ain't been no good. By the way, I took the under at 40.5 tonight. It's looking good so far. But yeah, not much to say. If you're not playing Derrick Henry, I believe Haskins, has he been getting the work tonight, Chris? I hadn't been watching too much. Yeah, so I don't know what Tennessee's about to do.
Yes.
I know Haskins was the guy everybody was like looking to play him, but obviously hopefully if you're in your championship matchups, you got better options than Hassan Haskins, and I imagine you probably do got better options unless you like our guy Will Savage and your other 3 running backs are in trouble from playing too. So It looks like Tennessee just kicked a field goal, so it's 10-3 where we stand. But let's just head on to Sunday. My first matchup I see is Arizona going against Atlanta. Atlanta's favored by 3.5. The over and under is set at 42.5. So not gonna be too much scoring in this game, is what Vegas is thinking, and I agree. We got a couple backups. Well, I guess Desmond Ritter's could be seen as the starting quarterback for the Falcons, but Colt McCoy looks like he's back. Desmond Ritter's back. Gotta like James Conner's matchup. Your guy, Chris. I seen that he was not seen at practice, but you're telling me he was just sick?
Yeah, he missed 2 practices for illness. I'm pretty sure he's gonna play. With Colt McCoy back is a bit better because Colt McCoy's not mobile like McSorley was, so a lot of them touches that McSorley was getting the QB runs is going to be going to Connor now. So look for him to get a lot. I mean, high volume. Probably a league-winning type week if you have him. Honestly, I think so.
Oh yeah, going against the Falcons defense, week 17, man. It don't get no better than that. The person I'm facing in the championship, he's got James Conner too, so not looking forward to that. D Hop, Marquise Brown, these guys. To me, D Hop's definitely in your lineups. I play Marquise Brown and he's getting targets, but it's just hard for these guys to produce. These two guys have definitely been down with the lack of quarterback production coming from McSorley and Colt McCoy. But with that said, they're going against the Falcons, my Falcons. These two dudes are definitely in my lineups. Probably, like you said about James Conner, this could be some league winning shit right here for these guys right here, because I imagine the Falcons defense ain't gonna stop these jokers.
No.
Trey McBride maybe in your lineups if you're just in a pinch for tight end stuff. I would avoid it though, big time. Tyler Algier. To me, this is league winning stuff. What he's been doing in these past few weeks, man. If Jonathan Taylor didn't fuck me in that redraft league, dude, Tyler Algier would be leading me to the championship right now. But Cordell Patterson, he's taking a big hit, and it's probably too late to dump him in your dynasty leagues. I'm just being honest. I had to sell him 3 or 4 weeks ago. I got 2/3 for him. I had picked him up off my waiver wires anyways, so I felt like a win. But Tyler Algier, I would say look for him to win your league for you this week. I'm thinking Tyler Algier going forward next year. I mean, he's looked good this year. I don't think the Falcons, I don't really see him doing much, getting another running back, in my opinion. I can't even say that, man. I wouldn't be shocked if the Falcons went out there and spent some draft capital on some skill players, doing some bullshit. But Tyler Algiers looked good enough where I wouldn't do it. But what I wanted to say, I wanted to talk about Drake London. I hadn't been starting Drake London lately. I think now is a possible flex with Desmond Ridder. He's definitely been getting the targets. Last 2 weeks, he's had 9 targets and 11 targets. What you think about that, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, and I credit the emergence of Tyler Algier to Drake London's success.
Yeah.
Because now that this Falcons team can run the offense the way they want to run it, it runs more fluid. They know that they can run it twice and then, play action and get the ball out. Because, I mean, that's what they like to do. They love to run the ball and run that play action pass. And now with Algier breaking off these big runs, people got to respect it. It ain't Cordell Patterson back there who's still, I mean, at 34 years old, he's still playing pretty good.
Yeah.
But, I mean, yeah, Drake London through the roof. I think that you're ecstatic going forward if you got Drake London.
Yeah, for some reason, the Falcons just been pretty much cutting Cordero out the offense a little bit. They still give him a little bit of work, but it wasn't like at the beginning of the year when they was leaning heavy on him. A lot of more Algier being worked in, and like I said, Drake London, flex spot, I wouldn't mind throwing him in a flex. I'm going to be doing it myself, especially with a lot of people sitting out this week and stuff like that. So I don't think Drake London's a bad play, especially going against the Arizona defense that have been struggling. If he could get it to the end zone, that might help you out big time. So next, I'm going to go ahead and move on. Chicago, Detroit. Detroit favored by 6. The over and under sit at 52. So Vegas expected some points. I don't really see too many over and unders in NFL games over 54, 54 and a half. So 52 is pretty good. Defenses that ain't worth a shit. Justin Fields, obviously, in your lineups for your rushing. Chris, even in a one quarterback league, Justin Fields, championship week, you're probably playing him, I would imagine. Especially with a lot of quarterbacks being out.
Yeah, I mean, I would. I'm starting him. I would even start him over Lamar Jackson just because of all the injuries for the Ravens too. Like even we in our league we deal with that situation. Zamil has Lamar Jackson and Justin Fields, and at this point, since Lamar Jackson ain't got nobody to throw to, you might as well just throw Justin Fields in there. I mean, number 5 on the year, definitely looking to have him in your lineup.
Yep, I'm with you. I see. David Montgomery, Khalil Herbert. I mean, what you make of this? I mean, right when Khalil Herbert comes off of IR, boom, they're giving him a lot of touches. I was thinking David Montgomery had the path. You know, he had the path to be a league winner. I would be a little worried about playing David Montgomery, having him in my championship lineups. I mean, but it is Detroit too, though. So I don't know, Chris. What you make of it? Because to me, it looks like Khalil Herbert going on next year. He's going to be the guy in Chicago.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking that the little run that people were hoping that Montgomery was going to go on is over. It's done. Khalil Herbert's back. This dude is clearly better than this dude for this offense, and I think they're gonna. I mean, they're both gonna get some work, and it is Detroit's defense, but I would look at the snap count because that's going to tell you how they feel going into next season. Because David Montgomery's probably not going to be there. I don't think.
Yeah, Khalil Herbert, first week back, they just kind of worked him in a little bit. 40, he was on the field for 41% of the snaps, and they only gave him 6 rushes, but 3 targets. So,
damn, Dak just do another pick.
Dak, man. I don't know, man. I've been falling off of Dak. Every time I get sucked back into that Dak, like, oh, he's all right. Then he just does something that makes me fall off him. Chicago Bears receivers, though, don't want any of them. You in the same boat?
Yeah, I don't want none of them.
Jared Goff in your Superflex leagues. I mean, I'm probably not playing him. I'm not even gonna say that. This dude's a QB9 on the year right now. He's got a pretty good matchup going against Chicago at home. I think you got to be looking at Jared Goff. Maybe another good DFS play right there. Probably gonna be in our DFS. I'm gonna have to go look and see who I got. I haven't set my DFS lineups yet, but probably a good DFS play. As far as DeAndre Swift goes, Jamal Williams. I even got to throw what's his face in there, Justin Jackson. I got to throw them all in there. All 3 of them been getting work. DeAndre Swift has let you down, man. There is no doubt about it. I would not feel good about playing DeAndre Swift in my championship week. I mean, even as a flex. I mean, the thing is, the upside is there if the Detroit will give them the work, but they don't want to give them the work.
Yeah. And that's literally what that comes down to. It's them just not running him. I mean, and you can see the frustration too whenever, that he gets a gain or they run a play and then all of a sudden Jamal, he's waving him off the field to be switched out. He's just like, well, what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Definitely been a rough week for, but I think I want to say
Treylon Burks just made a hell of a fucking play.
Jamal Williams is not on the injury report. So, dang, man. I don't know, man. It's just tough for DeAndre Swift guys. I know Zamil, he traded for DeAndre Swift, but he told me he was he told the crew, he said this was more of a play for next season. And I was on the same boat with Zamil. I was saying that, thinking that in my head. I'm not going to get what I need for DeAndre Swift when I trade him. So I'm just going to hold him for next year. Maybe they'll give him the work. I ended up shipping him off anyways for Pacheco and a first. So I wouldn't just totally give up on DeAndre Swift as a dynasty play. As far as championship weeks go, I really want to avoid him. Amon-Ra, he's in. There's no debate about that. He's probably going to go off. He's probably going to win your leagues.
I'm hoping he does. I need him to.
I would say any of these receivers, a few of these receivers for Detroit might be some good borderline flex plays, like DJ Chark. Maybe even Reynolds gets into the mix a little bit, but DJ Chark, not a bad flex play if you're in a pinch. Not a bad DFS play neither. Shoot, let's just move on to Jacksonville, Houston. Jacksonville's favored by 4.5. The over and under set at 43.5. Another low scoring game. Pretty much that's because of the Texans ain't shit. They pretty much shutting it all the way down as it is. Trevor Lawrence, my guy, looking like, I mean, I just can't say off the top of my head. He's the QB5 right now. I mean, I think when it comes dynasty ranking time, this dude's creeping on up, man. I don't know, man. I'm not gonna make a statement, but maybe in that top 7 range for real. You disagree with that, Chris? Maybe top 7, top 8ish, something like that. We'll have to really look into.
Yeah, I give him 10 for sure. Like there's to me there's just no debate right now. He's in the top 10. I just got to see a little bit more next year too, because I mean they're building this team around him to give him the weapons, and I mean this is a massive step up. I mean I saw he's got like the best quarterback ranking or rating for like the past 3 games than any other quarterback for like his age ever or something. I mean he's just playing phenomenal, putting the ball where it needs to go.
Travis Etienne, obviously I'm throwing him in my lineup. Been a little falling off a little bit lately. Hasn't really had a big week since like week 9, but have no fear. I was still playing him in my lineup. Got a good matchup. Might see some good work versus Houston. Christian Kirk, Zay Jones. I think the only thing that you fear with these guys is like you're going against Houston, you could be blowing them out real quick. That's what I'd be worried about the most. But Houston's been playing pretty good as of late. Some teams don't like to pack it in. Houston ain't really packing it in. I guess my question is though, Chris, Evan Ingram, this motherfucker here, I just want to know how you view him going forward. I mean, this dude, the last 4 weeks, tight end 4, tight end 1, tight end 6, tight end 5. I mean, saw 15 targets and 10 targets in a game. I guess my question is, Chris, is like, what are we doing with Evan Ingram next year as a dynasty? Like, I mean, I guess it depends if he re-signs with Jacksonville, obviously, but are we viewing this guy as like a main tight? I mean, I don't know what to say. We're going to start viewing this guy as maybe not a top tier guy, but
yeah, I mean, I would say like tight end 2, like a tight end 2 with like a high tight end 1 upside. Like he's definitely somebody. As long as he's right now with Jacksonville, the way he's with the offense, I mean, he's if you have him, you have to start him. You have to put him in there. No, there's nobody you're putting over him other than like Travis Kelce or something like that right now. It's just not.
Yep. I mean, yep, I'm with you. I mean, this dude's on a roll, and I think he's going to continue this roll for the end of this year. Might be league-winning tight end status right there, the way this man's rolling. Looked good, too, man. Definitely the tight end that you was wanting to get when he was coming out. As far as Houston goes, it's Brandon Cooks, maybe, but other than that, nothing else. Do you agree with that, Chris?
Yeah, if you're in the championship and you're playing somebody on Houston, I'm going to have to question why you're in the championship.
I mean, you got to really be in a pinch to be throwing him out there. I think I've been hearing stuff that they're going to be looking to move Brandon Cooks in the offseason, so maybe that'll help out dynasty owners for Brandon Cooks. Maybe open the door for guys, if you stash guys like John Mechie, who's out for the whole year. Maybe some of these guys like Chris Moore, Nico Collins might have a better year next year. Just for if you just look for it next year.
Yeah, I do want to say about John Mechie, like if you all these people that you drafted John Mechie and then he's dealing with this cancer and stuff right now, don't freak out over it. James Conner literally had the almost exact same situation when he came into the NFL, got over it, and this dude is, I mean, he's had a pretty good little NFL career going. So hold on to John Mechie. Don't give up on him yet.
Yeah, why you say that? Oh, when Miko Hardman went on that run, old Jordan Harris sent me John Mechie for Miko Hardman, and I accepted that shit. I was like, that ain't a no-brainer. We know what Miko Hardman is. So you could definitely find an owner out there you could go in there and get, like, John Mechie's one of those little buy low guys that, hey, you never know. You just go ahead and take the risk. He was a solid wide receiver at Alabama. So, that's the name of the game of Dynasty. If you can hit on a couple of these buy low guys, I mean, I just traded Miko Hardman, who I picked up off the waiver wire, and got John Mechie. If John Mechie ends up being like a top 30 guy, I bet that seems like a win in my eyes. So,
yeah.
Next, Denver, Kansas City. Kansas City's favored by 12.5. The over and under set at 44.5. It's pretty much because of Denver's offense being piss poor, but I kind of like to hit the over on that because Kansas City's defense ain't all that. But we'll be giving our gambling picks out tomorrow. Y'all be getting them out hopefully before these college football playoffs. I'm going to bet on them too. Russell Wilson. You could possibly be playing them. You probably are playing them in super flex leagues, but Latavius Murray, you played him, Chris. I mean, he had a good week last week.
I mean, he's had a good little run anyway. Yeah. I mean, against Kansas City's defense, they're not really. Yeah, this ain't no top tier defense. This is a defense that let Houston take them to overtime.
I mean, when he played Kansas City in Week 14, he only had 6 fantasy points. Only got 8 attempts, so had a big week versus Arizona the next week, but that is Arizona. So I don't know, man. I'm probably playing Murray. You're probably playing him in a lot of situations like starting running back. You're in a championship. There's possibility you could be playing him in your flex spots, and there could be worse situations to be in. So, just be on the lookout for that. As far as wide receivers go, Jerry Jeudy's pretty much the only guy I'm willing to play at this point. Jerry Jeudy looks good. Dunks guy, big dunks guy, Jerry Jeudy. I know he loves him some Jeudy. Judy's still been a bust though. I don't care what anybody says. Man, it's still been a bust.
I just think that whole Denver Broncos team is a bust.
Yeah, just fired Nathaniel Hackett. Got him on out of there.
Hopefully that's the problem, because if not, oh god.
Yeah, seen a tweet today about Jerry Jeudy. He sent out there saying that he's tired of them hating on his boy Russ. Saying that Russ puts in the work, but we'll see. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and just, hey, if you believe it was the coach's fault and you're in super flex leagues, Russell Wilson's a perfect buy low, and really all these guys are good buy lows. Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy too. Maybe not so much Jerry Jeudy, but if you really believing in that, it was the coach's fault, which could be true. Get Javonte Williams back in there. Maybe that offense runs a little bit better. So, but as far as this week goes, Jerry Jeudy's the only one I'm willing to play. Patrick Mahomes, nothing to say about him. I say even though Denver's got a good defense, that Denver defense just gave up 51 to Baker Mayfield. So this man Patrick Mahomes probably gonna go out there and just probably gonna torch these motherfuckers. So, McKinnon and Pacheco, you playing these guys, Chris? Both of them?
Both of them. Yeah. I never thought I'd say the day that I think Jerick McKinnon could have a league-winning type game. Yeah. Jerick McKinnon from Georgia Southern has had a nice little NFL career. Everywhere he's landed, he's produced. Everywhere he's played.
Yeah, last week it was the RB19, but 2 weeks in a row was the RB1 overall. Had those long touchdowns. So, yeah, I mean, McKinnon's in your lineup, especially if you need that upside. Pacheco, I've been playing him, but I've been out. But I've been playing him 4 just solid weeks, double-digit points, just your little RB2. So, I would rather have, Pacheco as like a flex play type deal like that. So, as far as these receivers goes, I think you could play Juju Smith-Schuster, but other than that, I mean, I know Kadarius Toney had a touchdown the other day. That was his only grab. So, Juju's the only one I see playable. And then, of course, Kelsey. You disagree with that, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, I just think the other ones it's just too volatile to trust it.
Right. Yep. I mean, I'm with you. Miami, New England. Miami coming off that loss. Tua's gonna be out. It looks like they're gonna be rolling with Teddy Bridgewater. New England's favored by 3, and the over and under is set at 41. So another little low scoring affair, and I agree with that. I think there's the points are gonna come a little less. But the game's at New England too. I remember last time when Tua went out earlier this year, I was saying Tyreek Hill and Waddle, might not. The upside ain't there. They was still going the fuck off. I think Tyreek Hill was going off. I don't have the numbers right in front of me, but they're in your lineups no matter what. It's gonna be a little bit tougher. You would obviously want Tua in your with championship on the line, but as far as the offense goes for Miami, Mostert, Waddle, Tyreek Hill, they're in my lineups.
Shit, I mean, yeah, I've been thinking about maybe throwing Jeff Wilson in as a flex too, because I mean, shit, he got the touchdown the other day. There, he's getting work.
Yeah, heck, but it is a tough matchup versus New England. So maybe but I mean, heck, I'd probably play both of these guys. Yeah, I mean, the Miami offense is in, even with Teddy B, in my opinion. So we'll see how that running back room shapes up for next year. But yeah, New England got Mac Jones. Ramondre, he's pretty much your main guy. I mean, I know he had a disappointing week last week, but he's been steady Eddie all year. Ramondre is the running back 8, and last week, shoot, he was bad last week. He had only 3 fantasy points in PPR leagues. Even had a fumble at like the goal line, so he had a bad week last week. But I don't think that Miami defense. I'm telling you, man, I think Ramondre is going to bounce back. They're gonna give him the work. He's gonna win you championships right then and there. And then I'm gonna sell him. We'll see how it goes. That's how I see it. But yeah, Ramondre, maybe throw Jacoby Myers up in there. A little good matchup. What you say, Chris?
Yeah, Jacoby Myers, Ramondre is the only really people that I'm trusting this week in a lineup.
Yep, agreed. And then you could play. Oh, what's his face? Hunter Henry, if you need him. You need a running back. I mean, not a running back. Need a tight end, but we'll just move on. Colts, New York Giants. I think I see Nick Foles be quarterbacking. That Giants defense. You picking that Giants defense up. If you ain't got them, they need to be in this championship matchup. So yeah. Let's see. It looks like Zach Moss. I would try to avoid it, but shit, he's starting. If you're in a super pinch, you might have to throw him in there. I'm going against him in the championship this week, so I wouldn't expect much because I think he's trash. I wouldn't expect much from the Colts offense, but I would probably still be willing to play Michael Pittman. I'm not saying I like it, but I'm just saying he's probably in your lineups regardless. You think I'm wrong about that, Chris?
No.
So I don't know. That's just how it rolls. I mean, Deion Jackson, I heard he got in a little not an altercation, but a little argument with Saturday or somebody on that staff, and they just like, well, we ain't giving you the ball anymore. So I think with that said, I think Daniel Jones might be a sneaky play this week right here. Daniel Jones has really stepped it up a little bit. Definitely is about to get paid this offseason. I ain't gonna say he's gonna be rich. It's definitely about to get extended and stay in New York, though, is what I'm saying. I don't see him going anywhere else. Saquon, he's the man with the plan. Are you willing to play guys like Slayton and Isaiah Hodgins? You willing to play those kind of guys this week, Chris?
If you got anything remotely better, I'd go with that. Just anything even remotely better, I would look to do that. I just don't trust it. Don't trust it.
Yeah. I would be willing to play Darius Slayton. I know last week. I mean, I don't know, man. 6 targets last week. I don't know, man. It's tough. I'm with you. I try to avoid it. I do think the matchup looks okay for him to going against this Colts D. So, but I think this is pretty much going to be a Saquon game right here. So Saquon might win your league this week. Next got New Orleans, Philly, Alton Stiller, Kamara. Been a big disappointment, but had a better week last week because he did get that touchdown in the snow. I wouldn't feel good about playing Kamara this week versus Philly either, though. As far as like dynasty goes, I do think Kamara might be a little sneaky buy low because I think you can get him at a low price. I just seen he was complaining about he ain't getting to work on third downs like he thinks he should. Probably gonna be suspended for 6 games next year, I would imagine. So Alpha Kamara's a little sneaky buy low candidate. You what you say about that, Chris?
Yeah, I could definitely see that. And the way Kamara plays, he's going to be out there playing probably a lot longer than some of these more physical running backs because he's a pass catching back.
Right. Um, Chris Olave, I think if you got a better option, than Chris Olave, I think I would look to maybe look the other way on Chris Olave. I've been high on him all year, and he was good. But the past few weeks, he was the wide receiver 50, 40, and 40. And now he's going against Philly. So, and I don't even think he played. I don't know if he played last week or not. Yeah, he didn't even. Well, I don't know. I don't think he played last week, Chris. I don't have too many Olave shares, so I didn't really pay attention. Christmas week had me all. What's the deal, Chris? Though Jalen Hurts back?
I don't know. I have no idea. He was throwing at practice today. Saw some stuff where it looked really good. But it may come down to them just wanting to keep him healthy because if they let him go out here and play and he gets hurt, I mean, there goes your Super Bowl almost. Sometimes, I mean, it could. But I think that they could roll into this game and be happy if they have to go Gardner Minshew. And honestly, if you're in your championship leagues, I think you can feel good going Gardner Minshew. I mean, Minshew did enough for you last week if you played him last week.
Yeah, I'm with you. I like Gardner Minshew. I'm biased because I'm a Washington State guy too. People don't know this, man. If Clemson and Washington State played, I would have to pull for Washington State. It's a tough one. But yeah, Miles Sanders. I don't really ever like playing Miles Sanders, but he's a boomer bust guy. I mean, he's had a good year. I mean, even last week, let's see, RB 38, but he had 21 attempts. So Miles Sanders is in your lineups. Gonna be a little tougher matchup going against New Orleans though. So, but
I
AJ
would put it
Brown,
like this: if Jalen Hurts plays, I think your Miles Sanders ticks kind of down. If Gardner Minshew plays, play him for sure, 100%. Because if Jalen Hurts plays, he might vulture every single touchdown he's supposed to get. I mean, that's just what happens. That's the way they run that offense.
I wonder if I would agree with you literally every time, but I wonder if since he's coming off the injury, maybe he's gonna run a little less, maybe. With the collarbone or whatever it was, he hurt. I'm kind of expecting Minshew to play, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean,
But
I really don't think that he's gonna play. I don't think they're gonna risk it.
yeah, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, they're obviously in your lineups, and Devontae Smith, your wide receiver 9 right now in PPR leagues. We're gonna be definitely have to take another look. Another guy. This guy I was definitely wrong about because I was not expecting the Eagles offense to look this good, but it's looked great. So I got to give Devontae Smith credit and that whole dynamic duo credit because AJ Brown's the wide receiver 5. That's the top duo, one of the top duos out there too. I would say we need to start putting a little more respect, especially when you think about they got Dallas Goedert too. So got a lot going for them in Philly. I don't know, man. I'm just ready to see how this year just pans out. To be honest, see how it goes, especially for Philly. Carolina, Tampa Bay. Carolina been running the ball very well. Your Carolina Panthers. Um, I mean, this division's so bad, but I feel like Carolina's been a little bit better with Sam Darnold out there. You agree with that, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely the best of what we had all season. It's still not spectacular, but it's better than what it was.
Yeah. Yep. I would. what guys are you playing from Carolina this week, Chris?
Man, I don't want to sit here and tell people to put these people in, but I'm in a predicament to where I'm thinking about playing DJ Moore over Amari Cooper, and I've actually got Deontay Foreman in the championship as a flex. And I know that Tampa Bay defense is good, but last time that these dudes played, they went off against this Tampa Bay team, and that was when Tampa Bay was actually playing decent. That was like the third game of the season. Tom Brady wasn't dealing with all this bullshit that he's dealing with now, and this offense just looks like terrible.
Yeah. It says
I'd say play DJ Moore and Deontay Foreman, maybe even Hubbard.
Yeah, DJ Moore, last time they played Tampa Bay, 19 fantasy points. And last 2 weeks he's had 20 and 18. This is PPR, 20 and 18. So I would say I'm playing DJ Moore most likely, especially with Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold looks like he wants to target him a little more. Yeah, I'm with you. You definitely got to be playing these running backs for Carolina the way they're running the ball. Yeah, I'm with you. Deontay Foreman, and DJ Moore is the only receiver I would be willing to play. Tom Brady, just been bad, man. They've been bad all year. Fournette, Rashard White, you're probably playing both of them guys. I mean, I'd be willing to play Rashard White. Leonard Fournette, too. They're pretty much a 50-50 split at this point. These guys are both getting the work. So just got to hope your guy gets the touchdowns or whatever. That's how I see it. If you're in Dynasty and you got them both, good for you. It sucks if you got to, choose between who to play. But I guess my thing is Chris Godwin, he's always a play for me, but I would definitely be worried about Mike Evans. I mean, this dude, he still gets the targets, but him and Tom Brady ain't connecting. And Tom Brady's kind of falling off a little bit. That arm looking a little old now, dare I say. But him and Mike Evans ain't got that connection right now. So you're probably playing Mike Evans, but I wouldn't be expecting much, especially going against. I mean, I'm not saying Carolina's great or anything, but they're all right there together as far as I can tell. What you think, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, I'd imagine some Mike Evans owners are. That's the reason they didn't make it to the championship. It's because Mike Evans dropped what he did last week. I know it helped me out a bit playing some meal.
Yeah, I just sent a text from Will. He's wondering why Josh Dobbs looks like a Make-A-Wish kid. Oh man. But yeah, man. Well, K. Dotton, you might could play with these little Tampa Bay tight ends, but I don't know, man. I just would avoid that Tampa Bay offense unless you got Chris Godwin. Chris Godwin's the man. He's definitely gonna go out there and get close to 10 targets around that, no matter what. So, next, let's move on. Cleveland, Washington. Washington's favored by 2. Over and under set at 40.5. Another low-scoring game, and I agree. It's going to be a low-scoring game. That Cleveland offense hasn't looked good. Me and the Kraft man have been saying all year they're going to be rusty. We'll judge them harder next year when they get a whole offseason on their belt. Washington has decided to start Carson Wentz. So I think it changes things up a little bit, Chris. I think we need to be I think I guess you could be playing Brian Robinson, but I think Terry McLaurin, I think you got to be a little nervous about playing Scary Terry this week. Scary Terry really wasn't doing too much until Heineke came along. Heineke came, that's his guy. But if you got Jahan Dotson,
I was just about to say, Jahan Dotson, I think, is the receiver to have in Washington right now. I really do.
Yeah.
Past 2 weeks, he has done good, and he even did it with Heineke and Wentz. So, I mean,
Yep. Last 3 weeks, other than the bye, he's had 19, 20, and 16 PPR points. If you drafted Jahan Dotson, that's definitely a win for this rookie year. You definitely got to feel good for what you got out of him. But as far as this week goes, championship, it's going to be a tough matchup. I'm putting him in, though. I'm playing him. And I think you you're not going to feel good about it, but I think you should even throw Curtis Samuel in maybe, just if you're in a pinch, because Antonio Gibson is looking like he might not play. So they might try to give Samuel a few runs out the backfield, manufacture touches, stuff like that. So these are guys I would definitely be kind of looking at. You're still going to play Scary Terry no matter what, but I would be nervous. It's not going to be the same. You agree with that, Chris? Everything I said?
Yeah, I do agree with that.
As far as
Dalton
man,
Schultz just got me the touchdown. Let's fucking go, dude. Give me my
dang man,
trophy. Crown me, bitch.
I seen a little poll today. They was wondering should you play Schultz or Dawson Knox, and you got both of them guys, don't you, Chris?
I was in it, bro. I saw the same one because I was looking at it. I was like, I need to
Yeah.
know. And then as soon as Dawson Knox popped up questionable, I said, I'm rolling with Schultz.
Yep. Dang, Schultz for the touchdown. As far as Cleveland goes, though, Donovan Peoples-Jones is the guy to have, in my opinion. That's the guy you want. And Njoku, you can throw him in the tight end spot. Chubb's playing. Kareem Hunt, maybe. I don't know. I'm not playing Kareem Hunt. I'm just being honest. But Nick Chubb has fallen off as of late. Still the running back 7, but we're talking about RB23, running back 36, 29, 35. Not been a good finish for Nick Chubb, but really hasn't been a good finish for this Cleveland offense other than Donovan Peoples-Jones. His target share has definitely started to go up. We'll move on to this 405 slate. San Francisco favored by 10 versus Las Vegas. Las Vegas is starting Jarrett Stidham. Devontae Adams definitely in your lineup, but damn, just another hit for Will Savage. Another hit. I'm gonna have to tell him to listen to this episode.
I was saying, it is kind of crazy that both people in the championship playing for the money and the trophy are the two people that have babies on the way. And then I was like, well, damn, Will's team's just getting fucked. Like, Will's whole team's not playing. I was like, this just kind of feels like, oh no. I'm with it, though. I'm with it. I want to win.
Yep. Hey, it is what that's fantasy. That's fantasy. So tough luck for Will. But with that said, Devontae Adams, he's obviously in your lineups no matter what, but he's probably still gonna get the targets for whatever they're gonna do. I would not be worried at all about playing Josh Jacobs unless they're just saying we're gonna save him. There's no reason to be worried about Josh Jacobs not playing. Unless the only thing I seen was, I actually heard it on some other podcast I listened to, can't remember, but Josh McDaniels had made a comment they were going to try to get some younger guys some work. I would still imagine Devontae Adams and Josh Jacobs still going to get work, though, so really have no fear. It's not the starting quarterback in there, so that's the only thing. Maybe scoring opportunities go way down, too. So I don't know,
You gotta
man.
temper your expectations with Jacobs this week anyway. I feel like, he's playing San Francisco, the 49ers. He'll probably get enough work to be fantasy relevant, but don't look for him to drop no 30-something points.
Yep. I'm with you. Hunter Renfrow, maybe you can flex him. He had a nice little play the other day versus Pittsburgh. I love me some Hunter Renfrow. I'd probably still try to avoid it if I could. As far as San Francisco goes with Brock Purdy, it looks like Debo looks like he's let me make sure though. Oh, limited in practice again. I don't know, man. Maybe not. Hadn't really been keeping up with Debo as much lately. I do think they'll try to work him in maybe next week, but I was wondering about this week. I don't know, man. Christian McCaffrey's obviously in your lineups, but Brandon Ayuk, I would definitely flex him, especially if Debo's not going to play. So Kittle, I said it to the craft man. Kittle, this definitely isn't bad for just because old Jimmy G went down. I wouldn't be worried about Kittle. It was still going to be the same for me. It really got better for Kittle. That dude's been going off.
It got way better for Kittle.
Yeah, man.
Both his big scores came off the same play where they wrapped him around the front and then he broke between the corner and safety and then it was wide open both times, man. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yep, so San Francisco's offense still in full effect. New York Jets, Seattle. I seen that New York is favored by 1.5. Another low scoring affair, 42.5. I guess my thing is I seen that Kenneth Walker he really hadn't been practicing and has been limited. That's where in my championship matchup I got a pickle, because if Kenneth Walker don't play, I'm gonna throw in Drake London. So, but then that leaves me at AJ Dillon as my other starting running back, which AJ Dillon's been doing pretty good. Mike White back at quarterback, so I think you definitely got to feel good about Garrett Wilson again. It's gonna be a tough matchup versus Seattle, but I think you feel better now about playing Garrett Wilson. But that's about it. I mean, maybe Corey Davis, but I wouldn't be wanting to throw in. If you're throwing in Elijah Moore, you're fucked. So if you're throwing in Corey Davis, you're probably fucked. But Garrett Wilson, I'd be willing to play. I would probably really try to avoid that New York Jets running back running back room at this point.
Yeah.
Far as Seattle goes, though, they were terrible last week versus Kansas City. But you know, their guys on their team still got like Metcalf still had a good game. 15 fantasy points, so it's not like he kills you. And Kenneth Walker, he had 12 points, so it ain't like they killed you. So if they're playing, I'd still play them. You need to monitor that Kenneth Walker situation for sure, because you might have to make adjustments, add somebody to that flex spot, or just find a whole new running back. Period. But what you think, Chris? Anything to say about the Jets and Seattle as far as that goes? Probably playing anybody that you would want to play. You'd probably play them. As far as So Mike White, welcome back. As far as Zach Wilson goes, though, Chris, I think he's clearly done in New York. I was saying that maybe it was a possibility they could maybe try to work it out, but
I think that they're going to let Mike White go out here, and this game is going to determine whether or not they look for something else. You know, yeah. I think this is what this is going to be. They may stick with Mike White if he has a good game, but they're definitely going to be testing the waters, I feel like. Because, I mean, they got a good defense, and when Breece Hall gets back, I mean, they got a good offense, so they could definitely draw a free agent over there or pick somebody up, you know.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. This just a Mike White showcase. I mean, he hasn't looked bad when he plays, so I don't know, man. They could even go in the draft maybe and go get somebody. I don't know. We'll just have to see how that goes. It plays out. But as far as Zach Wilson goes, you're gone. I do think somebody in the league will give Zach Wilson a shot. I mean, Carson Wentz is still in the league. He's bounced around. So same with Zach Wilson. And, you know, I don't mind giving these quarterbacks a shot. Like, just because it don't work out in one place don't mean it can't work out. You know, Zach Wilson's obviously got some confidence issues right now, but that Jets didn't beef up their O-line at all. They got the weapons and stuff, but, you know, you get hit enough times, play bad enough, your confidence is going to be shook.
Yeah.
So, Minnesota, Green Bay. Green Bay favored by 3.5, and I agree with that. I do believe Green Bay should be favored. They've been playing better as of late. Minnesota, to me, is as fraudulent as can be. But the over and under set at 48, so we're going to see a few points. Justin Jefferson, baddest man on the planet. Can't wait to watch him play in this colder weather. Still think him and Kirk probably going to be pretty good. If you got them in your lineups for on your championship teams like I got them, I wish they were playing in the dome. But have no fear, Justin Jefferson's still going to get his work. Dalvin Cook going to get his work. You know, look for. I don't know, man. I might would look at the under in this game, to be honest with you. So, you know, Dalvin Cook. It's just same old Dalvin Cook. He's gonna get his carries. He's probably not gonna get much of the passing work because they ain't been working him in the passing game that much. But even though I saw him versus Detroit get that 70-yard touchdown on the screen, they ain't been working him in it for some reason. Thielen, would you flex Thielen, Chris? Would you consider it? Or Osborne, for that matter?
I like Osborne better than Thielen because I think Osborne should be the second targeted receiver on this team. But real football-wise, you know, I mean, sometimes fantasy just ain't like that.
Yeah. True. Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon, they in your lineups, and AJ Dillon been on a roll. You want to talk about some league winning stuff? This dude has went, let's see, 17, 20, 22, and then he had 12 last week PPR points. So I mean, way better than what he was doing at the beginning. I mean, holy shit, the dude wasn't even getting double-digit points in PPR league. So AJ Dillon, Aaron Jones, he was pretty quiet last week, but then he did break off a couple good plays. So obviously, you're playing them, and look for them two to get a lot of work versus Minnesota. Gonna be a little cold. So yeah, both of them, they're both in your lineups. Lazard, Watson, to me, they're both in your lineups. Watson's definitely for the. Well, I'm gonna be real. You got to monitor Watson. That dude came out the other day, being hurt, didn't practice. So Watson, that dude ain't gonna play. In my opinion, the dude went out with a hip flexor. So if Christian Watson ain't there, Lazard's in your lineup. Agreed, Chris?
Yeah, for sure.
What would you roll Romeo Dobbs out there though?
I mean, against. See, I could thinking about taking the over in this game, even though it's going to be cold. I mean, this is a big game. This is Minnesota Green Bay.
Yeah,
I think they're going to be wanting to fucking duke it out.
I know, man.
Yeah, I think you could roll Dobbs, especially if Watson's not out there.
Yeah, Chris, I'm with you. You might be right about that. I might have to hit the over on that too. I'll consider it. You might hear me talk about it on the gambling episode tomorrow. Anything else to say about Minnesota Green Bay? I wish the Craft Man was here. Well, maybe we'll ask him about it tomorrow, anyways. Rams, Chargers, Baker Mayfield coming off a big ass game versus that Denver Broncos defense definitely caught me off guard. Baker's look good. I mean, what do we think about Baker? I think I did see Stafford is coming back for sure. If not, I really believe Stafford's coming back. If I'm Baker Mayfield, I'm trying to stay in LA. But what do you think? You think this is just, you think somebody pays him, rolls him out of contract, brings him in type deal? You don't think so?
I think the best thing for Baker Mayfield is stay in LA. Be Matthew Stafford's backup. Stafford, who's dealing with a lot of elbow injuries, the age, he's getting up there. If something happens to him, I think that he'll do fine stepping into that role because he's shown that. I mean, he can play in this offense. He understands this offense. He plays it really well. To go out there and do that to the Denver Broncos defense, I mean, that ain't no joke.
Nah. Definitely got to give him credit. As far as the rest of the team goes, Cam Akers, he's in your lineup. Nobody hates Cam Akers more than I do. I've always hated on Cam Akers. This could be your league winning shit right here because this is how I see it. Chargers, I'm pretty sure, clinched the playoff spot. Rams, they're still motivated. Like Baker Mayfield, he's going out there. He's trying to win. He's trying to be in the league longer. He's trying to get him a spot somewhere. Maybe even. So the Rams to me still seem a little motivated, even though Week 17 is here and a lot of guys aren't in. Cam Akers too. He should be kind of in that. He's got something to prove too. So Cam Akers is in your lineups. But I don't know, man. Who are you playing? Anybody else? You playing Higbee? You playing any of these receivers? Van Jefferson? I mean, he's got to throw the ball to somebody, but
I would say just deep throw Tutu Atwell because of the big playability. They like to throw that, but they like to try to at him deep. And this Chargers defense is, I mean, it's played good for sure these last few weeks, but I mean, I think that they've just been playing out of there. Out of what they were. They just having some good weeks.
Oh, Higbee had motherfucking 30 fantasy points last week, so probably playing him again this week. The Chargers, as far as they go, I'm gonna be worried about the Chargers. In fact, if I'm betting the Chargers are minus 6.5 favorites, I might would take the Rams to cover that plus 6.5. Get up in there. I'm gonna go through and look through them all, but might not even throw money on it. But I'd be taking a look. I think this game might be a little closer. I don't think I don't really like the Chargers, what I've seen from them this year. So definitely most overhyped team in the offseason. So, but as far as you need to be watching out for Eckler, that dude might not play. In fact, I would probably lean towards he ain't playing.
I mean, for a team that's clinched their spot, there's really no reason for him to play.
Yeah.
Real football wise. Tennessee just scored. It's 17-12.
Dang, man. And I had the under on that. 30 at 40.5. I could still hit it, but come on, Dallas. What the fuck y'all doing, man?
Dallas have to throw the ball, so they're going to have to. I need Dak to throw one more touchdown so I can get my prize picks, and then I'll have all 3 prize picks for this game.
Dang, I heard that. Chris been making money on it. I'm going to jump on the prize picks next year, no doubt.
Then I got Tom Brady's just got to throw 1 interception, and I think he's good for that 1. He threw like 3 the other day. I think he's good for 1.
Yeah, you're probably right about that. Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, they're in your lineups. Palmer might be in your lineups too, though. Shit, I know the Kraft man had to throw him out there literally last week. He let him down though.
Both of the people that he were trying to sub in scored like almost the same number of points, like 4.6. He lost by like a point. I mean that's rough.
Herbert, he's been bad this year. But as far as dynasty wise, might be a little buy low guy. Heck, I might do it myself. Sunday night, Pittsburgh, Baltimore. Baltimore favored by 2.5. The over and under is at 35, Chris. At 35. I don't want anybody in this game. I'm just being honest. Maybe Najee's about it, literally. Maybe Deontay Johnson.
Yeah. I don't. Man. This game might just be a field goal day. Yeah, honestly.
Yeah. Definitely going to be tough. I mean, I'd be willing to throw in Dobbins. He's been playing pretty good since he's came back. And I know Gus Edwards had a good week last week. But as far as this game goes, this is a game you want to try to avoid. That's why we look at these over and unders. When you see motherfucking 35, you just got to be like, you got to stay away from that junk. But this is the matchup of the week right here. Monday Night Football, the championship week. You got the Bills and the Bengals. There's going to be so much like riding on this game right here. Heck, I got guys like I got T. Higgins in that championship league. I know the poor man P. Miller's got Josh Allen in the Superflex league. so much riding in this game right here. The over and under set at 49.5. I imagine it really would be higher, but I guess it'll probably be a little cold. I'm seeing a little rain cloud on the matchup. I hadn't really checked the weather, but yeah, man, this is going to be an exciting game right here. Josh Allen versus Joe Burrow. I mean, just real quick, Chris, who do you just think wins the game? Period at Cincinnati.
Josh Allen.
Yeah, big dogs got to make plays.
I'm taking the over. I don't give a fuck what that weather says. That weather is bullshit. That weather is wrong. They be lying like fuck. It was supposed to snow. It didn't even start snowing until 7 minutes left in the game, and it didn't even affect it. I mean, even if it's raining, the way that these two teams run their offense is they throw the ball. They throw the ball. I think it could be fucking hailing, and they'll probably still be out there trying to throw the ball.
I agree, man. Not even much to say about this game, man. You're playing your guys in this week, especially because it's on Monday Night Football. I doubt you're just subbing in these other guys. So you're playing these guys. I can't wait to just hear and just see what's going on about where people stand in the championship game. And you got Stephon Diggs left. Oh, you got T. Higgins left or Jamar Chase left. Man, I can't wait, man. Gonna be a good week, man. Championship week, man. Championship week. So, man, Chris, anything else we got to say? Breaking down, we just pretty much broke down the whole championship week for these people.
No, I ain't got nothing. I'm ready to see the games.
Yep, can't fucking wait, man. College football Saturday, championship week on Sunday and Monday. So, yeah, man, shoot, we're just gonna wrap it on up right here. No Kraft man tonight, but he will be back tomorrow to gamble with us. Can't wait. We're gonna win y'all some money this week. Kind of been on a roll lately. All of us been on a roll. Prize Picks been on a roll. DFS lineups. game lines too. So, listen, everybody, thank you for listening to the podcast. Give us a 5-star review. Chris, man, break it down for us. What all they need to do?
Man, follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram. Turn on those notifications so you get the video pop up on your phone on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button on YouTube. We're just going to be bringing out content, and more content's going to come out just because it's the last week of the fantasy football season. It don't mean we're done. In fact, it's probably going to ramp up even more.
Yep, definitely. Honestly. Especially after the NFL playoffs are off and we start getting these rookie talks and some dynasty talks. So, yeah, man, thanks for listening, man. Add us on everything. Add us on Twitter. So, yep. That about sums it up, man. Chris, anything else left to say to these people?
I don't know. If I win that trophy, I'm going to be on this bitch holding it. And you're holding it.
Man, I hear you, man. Good luck to everybody out there in your championship matchups. But, yeah, that wraps it up, man. We out.
See y'all.